just because the ones that we supposed to look after, they think they're growner than us. They think they're smarter than us. And they need to sit down and shut up and listen to us. Because this is a battle right here. With this man in office, we all gonna struggle. They don't want to let nobody out of prison. When you come out of prison, we're trying to send people to alligator Alcatraz. We ain't having that. And always remember, black don't pack. We strong. You understand? Our ancestors was picking cotton, baby. We still handle their business. Our mothers gave birth and wrapped the baby on their back and went out into the field. We strong by nature, and we're warriors. So come with us when we go to Albany and fight for this fight. So right now, I'm going to introduce my godfather, Gino.
Thank you, everybody. It's hard to come and find my sister right there with that fire, you know? She spit that fire for real, man. My name is Gino Jamal Wiley, formerly Gino Brown. I was incarcerated throughout New York State for 18 years. You know what I'm saying? I was incarcerated from 96 to 2014. So I know the incarceration system. While being incarcerated, I did approximately 10 out of 12 years of solitary confinement. Pretty much, 5 out of those 10 years was straight 5 years. The other 5 years was in and out, 2 here, 1 year, like that and stuff. So, unfortunately, I'm going to start from the beginning. I was given a 5 to 15 in sentence with a 1 to 3, 1 consecutive for homicide here in Rochester, New York. You know what I'm saying? That was 1995, and I was convicted in 96 for that offense. You know, like I said, I ended up doing approximately 18 years. I did 18 years flat, straight 18 years. You know what I'm saying? Out of that bid, even though it was an indeterminate sentence. Indeterminate meaning that it had a minimum, which is a 6, and it had a maximum, so 18. In between that, at 12 years, I could have had what they call conditional release. I could have signed out on my own, you know what I'm saying? I was going to a parole board. Unfortunately, my case was a little bit, my situation was a little bit complex. I became politicized inside the penitentiary system. So when it came time for my conditional release, all of my good time, that 6 years, when I got to that 12 years, that 6 years was taken away. So I ended up maxing out. They snatched all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up maxing out that bit. My situation doesn't compare to elder parole. I don't have an elder parole situation like my brother here, Ron Reed. But it does fit into the fair and timely situation. Because each time I went to parole, it kept reducing. I went to parole, my first parole board in my bid was 2002. You know what I'm saying? I got locked up, 96, went to my first parole board. I didn't have no disciplinary whatsoever. Mind you, this was my first offense. I never had no juvenile record. I never had no foster kid, no criminal record whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, my time when I caught the kid, this was my first offense, and they gave me the max. Although there was mitigating circumstances to my case, meaning that it was a self-defense case. It wasn't a case that was a homicide, or it was a homicide based on self-defense. There were 2 individuals coming at me. I retaliated at that point, at that immediate time back. Unfortunately, I had a firearm, you know what I'm saying, and I fired back, and one of them died. I was circumstanced. Now, I was charged with murder, 25 to life. But when it went to trial and everything, of course, the jury came back and they seen it was a lesser offense. So now you got this jury saying that, you know what I'm saying, it was a lesser offense, it was mitigating circumstances, but none of that was taken into consideration when I went to sentencing. So anyway, I ended up with that bid. Now each time they kept reducing me, like the brother said, but it was You know what I'm saying? And in the process of that first deuce and that second deuce, it became a system that led to politicizing and me going into the box and then they snatching my whole good time. Situations like that, and like your brother saying, is why fair and timely parole is needed in the penitentiary system. Because you have brothers, mind you, when I went in the penitentiary system, I was 22. You know what I'm saying? I got out at 41. So when I went in that system, you know what I'm saying, it was still chancing me. It was still popping. When I went through my first parole board, I was 28. You know what I'm saying? They kept deucing me, and kept deucing me, and kept deucing me, and that's what they do to us as black and brown men in the penitentiary system. You know what I'm saying? They get us in there early, young, and then they drag us out. You know what I'm saying? As long as we can. You know what I'm saying? If you got an L behind your bed, they're gonna keep deucing you, you know what I'm saying, until they feel fit. And if you got a date, max date, you're gonna do that max date. You know what I'm saying? God forbid, hopefully you don't catch me. So anyway, that's one of the reasons why I advocate for this type of legislation in the penitentiary system. As of right now, I'm a community organizer for Citizens Action from New York. And we do various different advocacies for legislation dealing with criminal justice, dealing with education, dealing with housing, as Sister said, various different things and stuff to help our community. And that's what I found and I discovered while in the penitentiary system, going back to going to school, studying, reading myself and stuff, that those was things that was good for me. And those was things that I needed to do to grow, to develop stuff, to be more of a productive being when I came home. Now, jumping into more to the issue of dealing with like the gate money situation, right? As the brother was speaking about gate money coming home. Now, when I maxed out, like Ron said, you only giving $40 in a bus ticket. That's all you get. You know what I'm saying? So when I came home, I had nothing. You know what I'm saying? $40 bus ticket. By the grace of God, my stepfather was dealing with some people in a building that was able to have apartments, some management, real estate management type thing. So he was able to get me in a place to live, but mind you, I had to pay the rent there. It wasn't free. I didn't get a month, 2 or 3 months and stuff to live in that place until I got it together. So I immediately had to start paying rent that following next month. You know what I'm saying? So by the grace of God, once again, I ran into some programs. The city had programs like Our Map, if anybody's familiar with that. All right, the anti-poverty initiative. Those programs help to get me back on track, get me stabilized. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that I had enough sense and enough discipline to find those programs and get it. But those are the I want to just restore to, but there are the re-entry type programs that is being talked about in the resolution that our sister Kim talked about, first of all. And that type of legislation is very much needed. So we ask for the community to come out and support those type of bills, fair, timely parole, re-entry resolution, because those are the things that's going to help save our community, or those in our community. They're not just fly-by programs. They're not the type of things that just are there to accumulate money and stuff for those running those programs. They're actually helping people, and I'm living proud of them. Because of that program with our mapping, I was able to get into a program that helped me to MCC. In that program, I got a degree from machining, manufacturing, precision tool. And they helped me get into employment in a manufacturing. So since I've been home, that's what I was doing. I started working in that field. Once I graduated MCC, I started working in that field, and I just stayed focused. So it helped keep me out the streets, and it helped keep me focused on my agenda, on my program. And eventually my goal was always to get back into community work. I started volunteering with rap, I started volunteering with vocal, and then I eventually started working with Citizens Action. You know what I'm saying? And like everybody say, I love myself. You know, and these are the challenges that made me the man I am. You know what I'm saying? That brought me up through struggles, because I came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? I came from poverty. You know what I'm saying? Like most of us, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I come from the hood. You know, my family didn't have much. We didn't have much. Matter of fact, to share a little thing with y'all. Like I said before, my name is Gino Jamal Wali, formerly known as Gino Brown. Well, my biological father, I'm a junior. My biological father's name was Gino Brown. And he, unfortunately, was a product of the system. He went into the system, you know what I'm saying, at a very young age and did most of his life in the penitentiary system. You know what I'm saying? And it really ate him up, and it really crushed him up. It caused him to drug addiction. You know what I'm saying? When he came home, he couldn't get jobs, he couldn't get housing, he couldn't get various things, man. It led him to homelessness. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, you know, he eventually passed away from drugs. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the plight that we as black people and brown people are going through. I'm living it, you know what I'm saying, every day. I'm not just, you know, talking it, and I'm not just, you know, to try to sound like I know something. You know what I'm saying? I'm living these things, and I've been living them for decades. And again, I'm just humbly asking everybody that's here right now participating to walk with us when we go to Albany, even when we stand out in front of whether it's the justice system or City Hall or anything out there, to stand with us in solidarity to fight for these legislations, help reform criminal justice, to help build more prosperity in our community for our youth. You know what I'm saying? Because our youth is really in a very, very tight struggle these days. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was in my day and time and stuff, it was a tight struggle, and it only progressed to the worst. You know, so I understand the plight that we're in, and I hope the best for all of us. You know, all of us as a people, all of us as a community. And I'm gonna close out with that. I don't have a whole lot of elaboration into legislation or anything to give y'all, but those are the bills. Y'all heard them from the people, and you know, let's just stand in solidarity the best we can. Thank you.
You know, I was rude. Anybody got any questions for me? Because I was really rude. I'm sorry. Anything about that?
Bills.
Hey.
Actually, I have a question for all the speakers. You know, and as I hear, you know, your stories, and I understand that, you know, we're looking at the legislation to support, you know, formerly incarcerated people, you know, coming out. You know, I also think about the youth, and of course, there's circumstances that leads everybody into the system in the first place. As a former educator, you know, I think about what is it that we can do to help mitigate some of those, not some, because we need to mitigate all the issues to keep, you know, kids from getting into that space, right? So working on one end on the legislation to support those coming out, based on your experience, what else can we do to make sure that we're able to touch, you know, the youth to keep them from getting into these spaces to begin with? If that's a fair question to ask.
Yeah. Well, in Syracuse, I worked for Southwest Community Center. And I wrote a program called Teen 19 to keep the teens off the street. The program ran from 3 to 11. That's during the time frame 6 to 11 when the kids is out in the street doing whatever. In the program, we had the kids come in. When they came in, they did attendance. First of all, we explained their rights to them. We showed how the kids how to bake. A lot of kids don't know how to bake. We educated them about registering to vote, about getting their permits. So what we was doing was keep teaching them that when you come across what the kids call the white man, you know how to present yourself. You understand? Because when we present that stuff out of character, that makes them want us to push it even further. You understand? But when you talk out of tone, you control the whole conversation. He may be loud and irate, but as long as your tone is cool, he ain't got no choice but to come down, because he look crazy. You understand? So I did the program. I monitored the kids while they was in high school. All my kids that graduated from high school, I gave them $100. All my kids that brought me acceptance letters from college, I gave them $100. You understand? I gave to them. In Syracuse, well, I raised a lot of other people's kids. I had an open door policy. My kids used to come at 3 o'clock in the morning on the street. Come on in, lay down, get in the corner, I'll talk to you in the morning. I was a safe haven for a lot of children in Syracuse. So my thing is, if we get together and bring the programs back, programs do work. It's the people that run the programs. All programs work. The problem is people get there and get up there and forget about what they're there for. And then, they always tell us to watch out for the white man, but our black man is just as dangerous as the white man because we trust them based on color. Let me tell you something. I was raised from the old school. God created man and woman. We come in different sizes, shapes, and colors. And whatever you call your God's name, it's only one. And everybody, he go by different names. So I don't look at people by the color of skin, I look at your heart. If you down for the cause, I'm down with you. You can be purple like Barney, I don't care. My job is to save these children, okay? My children could have been drug dealers or whatever. I thank God that my children, one is an LPN, one is a CNA, one been in business for 5 years, my son boxes for Golden Gloves. If they went in the street, who was to blame? I wasn't the mother I should have been. But I couldn't be the mom for them because I grew up in the era that when things happened to us, we didn't have nobody to talk. Because we was raised, see how child protective come in? They taking you. I come from the old school, the 60s. You didn't let the white people in your business. You could got your ass whooped and have wealth. From the extension cord, you didn't tell nobody in school. You was in pain. But that's how we was raised. And we have villages. When you cut up outside, Miss Jones, get over here and sit down. And we respected them. There's no respect today. Everybody wanted to be friends with their children. I ain't friends with mine, and mine is grown. I shake, ride, and roll all the time. You understand what I'm saying? I let my kids know. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And if you roll with me, we good to go. If not, then you're the enemy. I don't like the ops, as the kids say. Did I answer your question? We could build this together. Education is the key. Everybody was raised different by our family members, and they only raised us with what they knew. So I can't say people raised their kids wrong because we only did based on what we knew. You understand? I wasn't in the household. Mind you, each one of my children got different dads. So everybody got different characteristics. And then remember, their grandparents, whoever, whatever. You understand? So all that's molded into one. And I had to get my shit together to raise my children. It's nobody else's job. So I'm the mother, the father, and me and my kids are like this. They my support team. They roll with me all the way. You understand? So that's how it is. Any more questions? Go ahead.
See, I came from a program, even though I ran the streets, I did the streets and things like that, because I had problems at home. If we could open it back up a program, I don't know if y'all aware of this called Upward Bound.
I heard that.
It's a program is basically they help you with college funds, they take you on trips, they get you off the streets for real. You know, like, if I can go back to that program, I'll take it any day.
It doesn't exist anymore?
It exists, it's just not in Rochester. We didn't pass that bill, we'll pass that law, you feel me? Where that they can have a funding for them, U of R, shut it down. They're trying to get it right back open, you feel me? But I knew as my age, I'm 23, our teens, when we was teens, we used to go there. They used to be our hangout. Open doors, it didn't matter if we was out on the streets or stuff like that, you feel me? That was a place that I called my home. That was a place that I could look back to and say, they really raised me real right, where I went and did the things that I did to where I'm at right now. I wouldn't have known nothing, you feel me? So if we could get programs up here that can open up for kids and teens, because I'm at the library every day and I see teens out there drinking and smoking.
You got teen in power.
See, the thing is,
Nobody speaks up.
Nobody speaks up, and then, remember,
The organization's even calling.
Yeah, but nobody.
but a lot of them, the design that they're using for a lot of these programs don't fit our kids.
Yeah.
We're from the hood, baby. You understand? And we have to work with ours from the ground up slowly. See, all our kids can't comprehend the same way. A lot of them are visual, a lot of them is audio. So we need to work with them. The problem is, how you gonna have a child and want to tell them about college and they didn't even get past high school? And remember, they got that thing, no child left behind. So you got kids in the 12th grade that's 18, 19 years old because they have to keep pushing them up. But they got the mentality of somebody 13. You understand? So who's there to educate them and to teach them? First of all, you have to love yourself. You ain't gonna love nobody else unless you love yourself and have respect for yourself. So if we don't build up these children's self-esteem, what do you expect them to do? Because when you love yourself and you're a band member, just like you don't give a damn what nobody says. You understand? I'm like Cat Williams. I got 500 hands, let me get 500 more. Because my father always told me, when they talk about you, you're interested. Worry about when they stop talking about you. And I know when they talk about me. Even in lies. It's okay, because I know who I am. Go ahead, Pedro.
Listen, in the early 90s, we used to have a program named Midnight Basketball for the elders. We used to have, remember Midnight Basketball? So on Friday night, you would come in, all the parents would drop off the kids. You're in there till Sunday morning. The doors are shut. So they played basketball all night. They slept. We ran some programs, showed them how to cook, those programs that they need. Then they play basketball till Sunday morning. Your parents, you can only leave when your parents come and get you.
We did that in Syracuse called a
Right.
lock-in.
And programs like that. But what we did is take 200 kids off the streets for the weekend. That was the main purpose.
What I did, I took a lot of kids in Syracuse, all the black kids. We went to Howard University. We made it to the Flipmo Squad, Buster Byers. That was homecoming day. And I raised the money and took them kids on the bus. Them kids ain't never been to a black college. The only one they seen was on, what's that shit come on, Different World with Bill Cosby? Yeah. So I introduced them to things that is real. They want to see real things. One thing for sure, you can't lie to youth. You got to keep 100 with it. And I do a lot of sex education. A lot of people don't like the way I do it because I talk to them raw dogs straight up. First of all, you got to talk their lingo. You got to know their lingo. So when they come into mine, I play the music that they like. I sure do. All the music that they like, and I talk their lingo. And I smoke marijuana. You know, because we legalize marijuana, and I smoke. See, people take their antidepressants, I smoke mine. So me and the youth, we talk. And I ask them, you smoke? Did you check out your weed? Because you know they put fentanyl in it. A lot of them don't know that. Understand? I even tell the young men that walk around with condoms and want her to put the condom on. Put on your own condom. Why? Because she can put a hole in it. I did a test. Put the condoms up here and told me pick the one that had the hole. Because you can't see it. That's how a lot of kids get in. You know? So, I mean, we do a lot of things. The kids are doing a lot of things. They're having children. These young girls are having babies, and that's not the baby daddy. There's all types of things going on. We need to educate our youth. They're the future, whether you want to believe it or not. And I'm 63. But the rest of the people that's 40 and 50, these are the ones going to be the politicians. They're going to decide whether you get Social Security or not. Not, you know, so I'm going to get mine. But I'm waiting about the rest of the people. You understand what I'm saying? And Obama educated us that we can be anything we want to be. We got black astronauts. We're on the top of the game. And they scared of us. Because we the power. The people is the power in our voice. So with that, let me introduce you to my co-worker, my buddy, my brother. He's the director of Clemency for Rap, Jose.
It's 1:25. Thank y'all for coming. And it's been a couple, almost 2 hours. And we're doing a lot of talking and some really good questions. We're gonna wrap up soon, but I just want to say thank you for coming out. And I'll just share a little bit. So I grew up in Rochester. I grew up in Ghost Town. I don't know if any of y'all know about Ghost Town. From the G Boys. My mother was a prostitute, deaf, and a drug addict. So I spent a lot of my childhood years all over. We grew up in drug. People using, doing all types of stuff. So that was a normal thing for me. And then when I would walk out and ride my big wheel down the street, I saw the G Boys on the corner. And that was my life. Eventually, my aunt and uncle had to come in, and they took me, but by the time they took me in, I had already developed a whole host of traumas and resistance to adults, because adults could never be trusted. Because one, they lie, they hurt, they got funny values, they're hypocrites, they talk down on me, they don't understand, they demean me, they make me feel like a child. So I didn't want to listen to myself. Even the adult that had all this stuff together and was giving me the best message, I didn't want to hear them because I could not relate to them. Some people could, but I couldn't. When I was 16, I committed a murder in 1995 and went to prison. Sentenced to 25 years. And when I went to prison, I knew right away. I knew the minute the murder happened, I knew my life had to change. I knew it. It was like immediate. It was such a shock. And I was sent to prison. And even though I wanted to get my life together, there were no tools the prison was offering to help. There was no therapy. There was nobody to talk to. It's take some medication so you can't think about your time, and then just survive. And I didn't take medication, but I survived. And I struggled. I had a lot of fights. I had a lot of conflicts. But eventually, though, I got around old timers that really got to me. I identified with them. I could understand what they were saying. I could hear the life in their voice, even when they didn't share the craziness they went through. I could hear it. And so, when the brother talks about the upside down kingdom, that's Eric Reed. Eric Reed is the author of the idea of the upside down kingdom that spread throughout all the prisons. You can't talk about the upside down kingdom without being able to quote it, and nobody knows his brother's name. Why? Because he died. He died because he lacked the tools to put the dream of his life into effect. We know that the safest communities are the communities that have the most resources. We know that. Look at Monroe County. Look at the suburbs. Look at these areas. We know the police ain't out there all day long. Why? Because they have all the resources. They got all the support. And I don't want to try to make it an us versus them or who has it. The reality is we know where we are today. We know the tools that we have. We know that the problems are. And we know that we have effective solutions to help each other. So one of the effective solutions are formerly incarcerated people that serve time. These are some of the best examples of people to reach those who are struggling. And it's not just youth, it's everybody. If you want to focus on the youth, we can focus on that. If you're having trouble identifying and connecting with the local youth, network. Find one of us. Say, hey, yo, you got some time to talk to so-and-so? That might work. Why disregard a tool that may save a life? Why disregard a tool that may build a house that can host generations? Why disregard a tool that can bring some knowledge and some education that can spread down through generations to save people's lives? That's what we're here for. We all have a different experience. We all have a universal experience. And it's just sometimes those that different experience, we need to call in a little bit of help. I did 26 years. I've been home 4 years. Over there, still in the hood, over the 19th ward, hanging out, see people all day long. Credible messengers. This is what we need. If we talking about trying to reach the youth, they don't want to listen. They don't want to hear. Bring somebody in that they might listen to. Bring somebody in that they might hear. Maybe it's a different style that we need to bring in. Maybe it's a different person, a different personality. Maybe it's something that they don't hear in our voice that lets them know I can be real with this person. And that's not a fault for any of us. It's a community. That's why we're all individuals. That's why we're all different people. This is why I know for a fact there are some people that I'll never be able to reach, and I know Tracy can, so I gotta reach Tracy to talk to somebody else. And that's an acknowledgement and a support of the community. I could just as easily walk away and say, well, hopefully they'll get it. They're not listening to me. They don't want to listen. They're hard-headed. And then I'll be a hypocrite and a detriment to my community. And I'm just as bad as the people who are holding back the resources to make us flourish. So that's what I'm trying to say is that we have the tools. We don't need to wait on anybody in government or anywhere else in the community to help each other. We have the tools. We have the knowledge. We have the experience. We have the heart. And so when I came home, I could have easily came home the same person I went in, and I could easily still been doing the same thing, carrying weapons, getting into fights, literally not caring about my life. I didn't care if I lived or died. And I had no rational level of fear. Didn't. But I knew that I wanted something better for my life. I just needed to figure out a roadmap and get some tools to get there. And I got it, not from the prison system, not from nobody, none of these structures that are here that we pay our taxes for. I got it from the old timers that are still inside, that are dying every day. Every 3 days, somebody dies in the New York State prison system. Every
2.5.
Every 3 days.
2.5.
2.5. Thank you. Rochester is the fifth highest city of incarceration per capita, higher than New York City. That means per our capita, for the number of people we have, we incarcerate more people than New York City. That's a lot of people coming home. And so we want to provide support for them. We want to provide encouragement. We want to provide community for them so that when they come home, we know, like, that's a safe person. That's a good person. That's a person who will fight for the community. That's a person who's going to give a damn. And not somebody I got to worry about for whatever reason. And we can point the blame, we can talk about a lot of things, and we will. And all of us are engaged in our struggle in some way. We come from different organizations, and we're fighting this battle in different ways. And so we're here today to tell you that there are other tools that are available, and utilize them. Make connections, make relationships, and reach out. And we have a lot of elder people in prison who deserve to come home way better than me. I am not an anomaly. I am not special. There are people inside that are way more gifted and caring and patient and eloquent and smarter and all these other things than me. I just got lucky by some crazy lottery to make it home before they did. That's it. I didn't do nothing different. I did worse, actually. I had a terrible disciplinary record for most of my bid. Boxes, weapons, fights, games, everything. Everything. It's really lucky I made it out of prison for the stuff that I was doing. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And if anybody has a question, I'll answer a question. And if not, I'll turn it back over to Tracy.
Anybody got a question? Okay, so you all got
Nobody wants
cards,
to say
right?
nothing.
Y'all put your information on the card and put down one thing
We're ready to
you
go.
would like to see changed in your
I just wanna know
community.
we missed
Number
that.
one.
It's cool.
Number
Find
two,
out.
I'll offer you a deal. After you do a house party, if you do a party at your house, it could be at least up to 5 people. I'll come to your house and provide everything, the literature and all that. I'll provide the food. I'll even give them bus passes to go home. Because I educate you. I come to your house, we educate them when we grow. And then, so the ones that come to your house and do the party, if one of them want to do the party, you let me know, and I'll go to their house and provide everything. Or we can use a youth center, your church, let me know, and we come through. Because each one teaches one. That's the only way we're gonna learn,
Yeah, I believe so.
And once a month, RAC, Releasing Aging People from Prison, we have an info session. So, the info session is done on Zoom.
What are you doing?
They have one next month in October. But I don't want to do it on Zoom. I want to do it here in Flying Squirrel. And we'll see them on Zoom. So if y'all down to come here next month, let me know. I'm going to call out my phone number. Y'all can write it down and let me know. For y'all young men that do hang out with me, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, you're 29. You ain't past 30. So you get some people to come and I'll give you $20. Facts. We in this together. I ain't rich, but I have to do things, you understand? I give out scratch tickets on my bus. Yeah,
Right.
when we go to Albany on my bus, my people will tell you, I give out scratch tickets. Yeah. Cause see, it don't bother me, listen, as much drugs I do, what's up, give me scratch tickets. I give out gifts for men on Father's Day, I give out Mother's Day gifts, I give out Valentine's Day gifts. Our next trip we going is January 21st, 2026. So if you wanna go, I'm gonna tell you my phone number, you can pass my number on, cause I don't have no business card. So you let me know and I'll lock you in for a seat. We provide, all you gotta do is meet me at the pickup space. I take you to Albany, we got water, juice, and everything on the bus.
Yep.
We hang out, way back and do movies. We get up there and talk to the legislators about what we want. We go on the $1 million staircase. I give you $20 cash, and the other organization feeds you at the farm. So you go home with your $20, because I go home with mine. So, yeah, because let me tell you something.
That's fine.
Back in the days, Harry telling me
gonna
these
listen.
things,
They're gonna listen.
and it didn't cost them nothing. We in 2025, realistically. So we help one another. You know, $20 is not a lot of money, ain't rich, but you know.
All right,
So
let me
my
ask
phone
a quick
number is
question.
315.
Passing it along.
Got a hand up.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I had a quick question. I don't know if it's true. Is they trying to? I was had got some information. They trying to start the stop and frisk thing in
No, we got a whole lot of things.
Because I missed. We came a little late.
No, it's okay.
With-
I'm gonna give you my number. I have a
Mm.
coaching party. You got the one page. I'll explain everything to you. We got a lot of bills.
Right.
It's 315-802-8342.
I get it from you.
I got it, 26.
Tracy?
That's Tracy.
So check this out. You can look me up on Docs and see what my charges were.
315.
802. You read that fast? 8342.
Nah.
I got an iPhone. I'm 63. I'm slick.
I pulled my phone out there.
Okay, I'll let you
I
slide.
just did
get
10
it from
years.
him.
I don't
You
know how
did
to
10
use
years, I did 3. How you doing? What's your name?
My name's Trey Sean.
All right, what's up? With a T. I'm Tracy. What's up? Okay.
She hit.
Take my number.
That was me.
Oh, that was you calling
I'm
me?
get it from him.
Ah, stop playing.
That's Tracy number, I was just passing along, you guys.
So, let me know if you belong to a church or anybody that I could come with my crew. We can educate y'all about what's going on, and y'all go with us to Albany and fight. There are times we have to go to Albany and stay overnight. We provide everything. So, with that said, I represent RAP, Releasing Aged People from Prison. I also represent Vocal, Voices of Community Activists and Leaders. So right now, I'm gonna introduce you to the board member. You met the political director of Vocal, Kim Swift, which is our city councilwoman. So I'm gonna introduce you to the board member of Vocal. He sits on the board. He makes sure we get money to go to Albany. Without Pedro Benitez, my brother. Get up, board member. No, tell him about the Vocal. Well, act like you want to get up there. I mean, because he don't do this. I have to make him do this. He don't talk about it.
Need some encouragement.
Yeah.
Local New York, voices of activism and leaders. Rochester is the first chapter outside the 5 boroughs. When I first started with Vocal, they didn't know how to play anything outside the 5 boroughs. I had to be an asshole for a long time to even get the chapter of Rochester. So I represent everything outside the 5 boroughs. Because of my advocacy and all my leaders here, now we have Westchester, we have Albany, we have Syracuse, we have Buffalo, we have Rochester, and Syracuse. Well, no, that's,
You ain't go to Vocal
wait.
Upstate.
You're in Vocal, New York.
So we represent Vocal New York. Once New York City understood how to play outside the 5 boroughs, and they started playing in the states, they got a taste for outside the 5 boroughs. And we got people in Kentucky, so we have Vocal Kentucky, we have Vocal Texas now, and because we have those other 2 states, we are also now Vocal US. And it started, and I'm proud to say that we move differently than most people do. We have leaders that represent 4 different campaigns.
5.
No, only 4 now. You didn't do the quick yet.
Not yet. It's coming, it's coming. You're right, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming, you're right, it's coming. But at the moment,
Correction.
until they come to the board, right now it's full. And HIV and AIDS, and homelessness, and mass incarceration, and the war on drugs. One of the things that we helped draft, in Rochester, 2 bills, because we're here for CRU, it will be, after this, we have to go to a Daniel's Law coalition party, correct? And we were the law got drafted at Boca, and then other coalitions took it and ran with it. But it started home at Boca, and with the help of Majid, and Ron, and Jose, Mark, Gino, they represent rap and vocal, and they know how to buddy hop on both sides of the law. So they're very good at doing what they do. All I do is make sure they have money to get to Albany to advocate. That is my job, or get to DC and advocate. So if you ever get on a bus and there's no money to eat, or there's no bus, I'm the person to call. I'm also the treasurer of Vocal League.
That won't be a vocal bus though.
No.
No, if you want a bus, they don't need, that's, you on the wrong bus.
Right, but, I make sure, so I don't like the limelight. I lead from the back. They're better leaders than I just make sure their pockets are right, and wherever they sleep at is good. That's my job. That's all I have to say. But the call to action is come to Vocal. We have a GMA once a month. And call her. Yeah.
The
On that number, put slash, after rap, put slash Vocal New York and call her.
The meetings happen in Rochester or?
Yes, they happen at 189 Water Street. Huh? Yeah, 189 Water Street.
For vocals, 189 North Water Street.
Yeah, 189 North Water Street.
For rap is gonna be here at Shrine Square.
Yeah, any other places on Zoom like me, I'd be on Zoom because I live in Syracuse.
And if you, people sign up to come and they show up, I give them coffee and go home. We have little snacks and stuff, coffee and tea, because we have, our meetings usually at 4 o'clock, from 4 to 6.
Oh, and, HAVP.
Oh, we won HAVP, that's the Housing Access Voucher Program. It's a form of Section 8, but the good thing about it, there's no requirements. There's no criminal background, and the voucher starts March 1st, 2026.
And
So it's for the homeless people come out of prison.
And it started, if you remember a couple of years ago, it started from the fight from the Cadillac Hotel. So that bill got drafted from whatever happened at the Cadillac. This is the result of the Cadillac Hotel.
So she gave us $200 million. You know Trillium Health? We got Trillium Health, $750,000 for HIV housing. You can look it up. You can look.
Y'all do grants? Will somebody do some grants or something?
You can look it up. You see all the fights.
You know what I'm saying? Who in charge of some grant? I need some grant help.
Who's one of the people that helped legalize marijuana in the state of New York? We did. We got HABP, we got Good Cause here in Rochester. Yeah.
So
Yes.
with that housing thing, are the folks coming out of incarceration, are they able to get housing through?
March
Yes.
1st, 2026.
Yes.
They get a voucher, they only responsible for 30% of the rent.
Yeah, well, what also happens is this too, so, usually within like 90 days of a person's release, around that time, sometimes 6 months out, it depends on the facility, each place is different. You sit down with your counselor, what we call a counselor or ORC, a case manager, and they can accept 2 addresses from you, so it could be like family or something else. But you can't just go out to a hotel or a place, unless one, like there's somebody to physically go look at the premises. So like, let's say I had an apartment I could come home to, they wanna check it out.
Yeah.
I came home, I was married, so I came home with my wife, they came and checked the house out. But the state has to provide housing for you. Now that's, what is the housing? It's terrible. sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not. If you live out in like the country somewhere, it's like Geneseo or, you know, Penyan or something, they're gonna put you up in a hotel room. If you don't have family, let's just say I committed my offense in Brooklyn, but I'm really from Rochester and I don't have no family, they're gonna make me go to Brooklyn because that's the origin of the offense. And they call that on domicile. So I would go back to a community, ideally, that I don't identify with, but I mean, New York City has a whole lot more support, but, so DOCS does, but what happens is sometimes, I know it's a long answer, but sometimes what happens is this, they drag their feet.
Yes.
They drag their feet. Somebody gets their date, they either, because they made the parole board, or they just served their time, they're ready to go home on their earliest eligibility. And then what happens is, my caseworker is just lazy. And they don't call, or they don't let, you know, their procedure, they have a process, they have a very specific process, they don't utilize it, and then when it comes time for me to go home, they're like, oh, you can't go home yet because we haven't secured your residence. Even though they've known for as long as I've been incarcerated, and then once they started that process, that I had it coming up, and there's infrastructure supposedly within the system to do this, but it's not consistent, and it's very differently applied from prison to prison.
And they got paid to do
You know, prison is one of the most inconsistent places where you think it's consistent, because it's a prison. Everything's supposed to be, not.
I just told her, I think we need to educate the people that are coming home. I think we need to educate the people that are coming home, so when that date comes, they could be like, listen, the money's there, you just gotta figure out where to send me to.
But even educate them like right before they come, because I just asked, you know, and there was so many things he didn't know about.
They don't really promote those programs for us. Like, nobody knows about any of this stuff.
They're not trying to rehabilitate you. That's
Right.
that's a myth.
Right.
That's a myth.
So what I did is I mailed them literature, local, back, my bills, name.
It's a business, straight business.
The prison,
I sent it to the individual now about what we do. They can't stop that. So I sent it to the individual so they can pass the word. My thing now is to pass the word, so I get these people housing March 1st, 2026. I didn't even use that money. Because you know, if you don't use it, they take it back.
Right.
Right.
So y'all don't go into the prisons and
March
talk?
1st, 2026. But we have people from back that be outside the prisons and talk to families and friends and stuff, yeah.
Like I know there's a guy named Andre Norman, when I was looking in the tab, he goes to the prisons and talk to them personally.
He goes inside?
He go inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go inside?
He go inside.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, go
You
inside.
gotta get cleared for a lot of things. They might
Right.
not let me go through.
He goes different states and cities, yep. Oh yeah, he got a big channel. He
Probably not on supervision no more.
not no more, yeah.
You don't want me to interview you?
Right.
I came from the state, so.
He want me to interview you?
Right. He got locked up like in the 80s, so yeah.
So y'all let me know when you wanna have a house party, honey. You wanna have a house party?
She ready for that
I bring
party.
it. Y'all want pizza and wings? I provide the stuff for real. And we gonna sit down and not play music, stylistic and stuff like that.
She ready to party.
I can tell by the way you were sitting here proud of you. You showed them your face.
It's your boy
And that's
Justin
what he had.
Shabazz.
Put his hands himself.
Another
Every
informative
day.
video, informative content.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share, comment. Protons, electrons, always call explosions. More great interviews, more great content. Watch the channel. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
I used to be a sports official.
Peace.
I used to work in all the high schools.
Doing what?
As a referee.